Hey guys, it's me. I'm back with another video. Hey, can you hear my music in the back? It's saying express yourself. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking to young men in this first video. Yes. It's going down, young men. Miss Angie is going to talk to you in this video about expressing yourself as young men. I wish I could sing, but I'm not that good of a singer. So, that's my theme for today, guys. Express yourself. I'm talking to young men today. Young men. If you know young men from, I'll say 12 to late 20s, I would like to talk to you from a woman's point of view of expressing yourself. Okay, because I know a lot of things are geared to the young ladies. But I want to also talk to the young men because you guys are a part of us too. We have sons and we have daughters. So I don't just want it to be one-sided. I know this is young wife life and young hubby's hub. But you know, before you get to those points in life, you're a young man, a young lady, and you may need some help expressing yourself and growing to the next level. I want to talk about a couple of things today, young men. One thing being your self-esteem as a young man. And I talk about in this country a lot because there are different vibes in different places. And in this place, you know, a lot of the technology, a lot is caught. You know, you see how people behave toward one person and then other people catch it and they try to emulate the same thing. You know, a lot of people don't think for themselves. Just like the song was saying, express yourself. You can't express somebody else's self. The only self you can express is yours. If you're trying to express somebody else's self, guess what you are? A copycat. You're just copying what somebody else is doing, copying what they're saying, copy what they believe, copy their clothing, copy their way of talking. You're just copying everything. That's not expressing yourself. You may take the same thing and put a different color on it, but that's still not expressing yourself. So what you want to do is find out who you are. How do you think? How do you talk? Do you have to talk with a certain kind of twang, or do you have to talk with a certain kind of accent, or do you have to talk with a certain type of vibe? If that's you, then that's fine. But if you're just acting like the people you are around or who you want to be like, that's not really you. You know what I'm saying? That's not really you. You know, you can like what someone else does and kind of glean something from that. That's okay to admire what other people are and, you know, and kind of fit that into a little bit maybe into your box. But you don't want to ever just go and take on somebody else's whole personality and their whole way of thinking. And, you know, you're not expressing yourself, young man. Now, to express yourself, like I said, you have to know who you are. Have you taken time to look in the mirror at yourself and say, you know, this is what I like about myself. These things I like about me. You know, I would like that to grow higher and higher. And then you can look at other things and say, okay, now some things I would like to maybe work on. Do you have any anger issues? You need to work on that now, young man, because you don't want to have a family later in life and bring anger issues into your family or to your girlfriend. You thinking about dating when you get to high school? Are you dating now? Please, if you're planning on dating someone, do not bring anger issues, abuse, bullying, manipulating, those things. You need to deal with them right now. If you're a young man, you need to deal with that. What about self-control, young man? Do you have self-control? You have to have every young lady you see, every video game, every new pair of Jordans. You have to have everything you see. Well, if you're not practicing self-control in these young times, when you get older, you're not going to have self-control either. You need to be practicing those things at this time in your life. Your teen to your early 20s, and I would say early 20s, mid 20s. By the time you're getting toward 30s, you should have some things under your belt done, or under control. Also, young man, a lot of things that young men don't think about. Talk to your parents about, now, Mom, how do I go about looking for a job? How do I go, or Dad, how do I start looking at building credit? You may not be able to do it, but that doesn't mean you can't have the knowledge. Just because you can't drive a car doesn't mean that you can't have the knowledge on how to drive a car. You don't have to wait to have a car to get knowledge on how to drive it. You don't have to wait until you have a family to learn how to cook. You're going to be a young man, you're going to want an apartment, you're going to want a car, you're going to have bills to pay. That's going to come. You're not going to live with Mom and Dad forever. Grandma, auntie, whoever loves you and is taking care of you right now, now is the time for you to be thinking. Not always in video games, 8-10 hours a day, skateboarding up and down the street. There's time. It's okay for you to have fun. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to take it to the extreme. But have you put some time aside to learn some things about your future, young man? 14-year-old, one day you're going to be 18. 16-year-old, one day you're going to be 21. 21-year-old, one day you're going to be 27. Do you know how to pay bills? Do you know how to go to pay a light bill, phone bill, gas bill? Do you know how to write a check without overwriting and messing up your bank account? Young man, can you do that? These are some things you can be looking at right now. And if you can work, you absolutely should work, at least during the summer. Now, I'm not going to say during the school year. That's up to your parents. But now, I don't know too many parents that would object to a teenager working during the summer instead of just sitting in the house, watching TV, eating the wrong type of foods all summer long, running around. Why not take this time, young man, to you doing something to help yourself in your coming future? And believe me, it's coming quicker than you think. So I want to put that responsibility on you, not just on your parents. I want you to take some of that off of them and say, Mom and Dad, what do you guys do? Show me, how do you run this house? Mom, what do you do when you run this house? What do you do every day? There used to be something where the children can go to work with the parents. When I was growing up, the sons could go to work with their dad. If the mom worked, I forgot what they call that work day. But you could go and see what they actually did in the day. So, young man, if you really want to express yourself, you need to be on your game. You need to be on your A game right now. You do not need to wait until you are 18 and 21 and then try to decide what it is you need to do. You don't know how to get an apartment. Don't know how to fill out an application for an apartment, an application for a job. Now is the time. What about your room? Do you keep your room clean? What about decent? Do you keep your room decent? Because the kind of young man you are now is going to show the kind of man you'll probably be later. Some of those attributes and traits stay. And you don't want to be a messy man. You don't want to be a sloppy man. Now I know this is going to shock a lot of people about the pants being hang down. I really don't have a major problem with young men's pants. I don't really have. Only problem I have with that, young man, are you expressing yourself or are you just expressing somebody else? Is that what you really want to do? You know, or you just don't want to feel out of the loop? You know, that's what I want to ask young men. Now, I've seen some young men who wear that style, and they wear it neatly. They really do. Their undergarments are clean. Come on, young man. They look like they've taken showers. Their clothes are nice and pressed. You know what I'm saying? Their skin looks good. Teeth. They look nice, and it doesn't look bad. But now, if you don't take a shower but once a week, which is bad for a young man, because your hygienes are changed and you're not 9 years old anymore, 8 years old, 7 years old. So if you're above 9 years old, young man, you need to take more than one shower a week. Now, I'm going to say at least 3, but the best thing would be to take a shower a day. But maybe for a young man, that may be too much. Is that pushing it for you guys to at least take 3 showers a week? 3 or 4. Now, if you're in sports and you play football, basketball, you're going to have to take a shower every day. You just are, because every day you're sweating off that deodorant. You're sweating off everything you put on. You can't get up the next morning, get out of bed, and have that sweat. You know, sweat smells too. You may not smell a musk, but you will sweat smells. So you can take care of that right now. Work on your hygiene right now, young man. Do you brush your teeth every day? You should be brushing your teeth and flossing your teeth and brushing your tongue every day. Washing your face with soap, and go get lotion. You can go to Walmart or any of these places, Family Dollar, Dollar General. You can get a huge bottle of lotion for $1 or $2. Any type of lotion will help. It's better than nothing. Lotion, a baby oil, or you'll even see products that say for men. Try some of them, see if you like it. I bet you the young ladies in your class will like, hey, this guy smells good, you know. They probably want to sit by you. You smell like a man, they're going to want to sit up under you. So, you know, work on those hygienes, young men. Work on it now. You know, if you can take your clothes to the laundry, okay, I don't know if you have a washer and dryer in your house, you know, but if you don't, then you be responsible and take your clothes to the laundry. If you're big enough to do that. If you're a teenager, you are old enough and big enough to take those clothes to the laundry. You can get a laundry bag. Your mom or your dad or whoever loves you in the house will show you how to separate them and what to do. You need to start right now. Because if you're going to go anywhere, you've got to know how to take care of yourself. And what can you cook for yourself? Grandma can't follow you to college and cook for you. So are you going to learn how to cook something? Ask Grandma what's something simple for you to learn how to cook that you can cook if you're not at home. Just say, Grandma, show me something. Like if I'm not around you, that I can cook. That I won't burn the place down. I won't catch anything on fire, you know. But it's something simple that I can cook and I won't be hungry. Okay? So learn how to do that also. You know, take care of your hygienes. You know, you're asking about the bills and everything. You learn how to cook a few dishes here and there. You know, check out, start looking at if you want to go to college. If you don't, what kind of trade? If you don't, what gifting and talents should you be working on? Because a lot of times you go to college and find out that what you really were gifted in, you didn't need college for. You just needed practice. You just need an agent. You just need you know, like if you're an actress or an actor, all the time you don't need college for that, if that's something that you want to do. Okay, young man, so this is my last thing I want to talk, well, a few more things for the young man. I wanted to talk to young men about, when I say your swag as a young man, as a man, accepting yourself. Accepting yourself. Stop saying I'm stupid. Stop saying I'm not smart. You don't have to read and like somebody else. And you don't have to know everything somebody else knows to be smart or to be valuable. So I want you, your task is to find your own swag and be comfortable in that. You know, when I was growing up, young men didn't have any problems talking to young women. And I don't mean just as a girlfriend or as trying to get with them sexually. No, guys didn't have any problem just talking. It wasn't guys that talked to me when I was growing up. They weren't. Now maybe some of them may have had something else in their mind, but the majority of them just wanted to talk to you. They just wanted to be around a girl. That's all. And if they wanted to be around you, you know, they would come up to you, even if you really weren't that interested at the time. You'd be like, okay. You know, if you're in middle school or high school and some guy's trying to talk to you, your mind may not be on that. But let me say this: the guys weren't afraid. They had a strength about them. They had a swag about them. You know, nobody told them to be fearful. You know, nobody told them to be fearful of rejection. You know, nobody told them that. You know, they had confidence. So they seen guys be turned down. There was nothing. The guys just laughed it off. Like, if you come up to a girl and she doesn't respond how you want her to respond, stop getting in your feelings. That is not something to go home and beat yourself up about. Think about committing some kind of horrible act to yourself. Take it out on your little siblings because somebody said they're not interested. So what? That's not the right person then. You know? So don't take it so hard because somebody says, or they're not feeling the same way that you feel. Just say, okay, maybe they don't see that in me right now. But getting back to when I was growing up, young guys, middle school, elementary school even, but I'll say starting middle school, if they saw a girl that they liked or they thought she was cute and they just wanted to talk to her, they would come up to that girl and they would say, hey, you know, how you doing? My name is such and such. What's your name? And if we wanted to tell them, we'd say our name. And if we didn't want to say anything, we'd just kind of look at them, you know. But that didn't stop them from saying, keep talking. They had confidence. And they would follow the girls around. They'd follow you from one part of the field, playground to the next. You could tell them, no, stop following us. They still follow you anyway. They didn't care because what you were saying meant nothing to them. What you were saying, they did not give a hoot about. All they saw is, I like you, so I'm going to follow you around, and I'm going to just constantly be on you until you at least talk to me, girl. And I had that happen to me once, where this boy, he was just, really, he was kind of obnoxious kind of guy. I had no idea this boy liked me. Just, you could have hit me with a brick. I would not have believed that boy liked me. But he was kind of acting the way he did because he liked me. And guys, listen, if you like a girl, you're not going to get her to like you by treating her like crap. I see grown men do this. Stop it. It's madness. You do not win a woman by treating her bad. That's like trying to win a woman by wrestling her like you wrestle one of your brothers. You just see a woman, hey, I like this woman. Go grab her by the head, put her in a headlock, and drag her across the floor and body slam her. And you think she's going to like you. She's going to hate you. When she sees you, she's going to spit at you. You can't treat girls like that. Guys, you don't treat a girl like that. You don't rough handle a girl. You don't treat a girl like you treat your brother and your cousin. You got to bring it down. You got to open that mouth. You got to talk. Girls like to talk. You know, I know it's old-fashioned to some guys now to even bring a girl something nice, a candy bar or a little something that you see you think she might like. But I tell you, it will win that girl, because she's thinking, well, at least he thought enough of me to do a little something extra. But some guys, they not only do they want to rough handle you, they want to be mean to the girl, they want to talk to her any kind of way, and then they expect her to like. Why should she like you? Why? You act like Satan. No girls don't want a guy who acts like the devil. Stop it, guys. If you can't find a girl that's decent, then you need to hold off until you can find somebody. But no girl wants a boy or a guy or a man who behaves like how some of these men behave to women. You cannot do that, guys. You're going to have to change that talk and learn how to talk in a tone that's not threatening to her, manipulating. Young guys, if she rejects you, I guess you could call it rejection. They didn't used to call it rejection. They just say, okay, she doesn't like you. She don't like you like that. Big deal. Move on to the next one. There'll be another one come, but don't try to run over with your car. You know, throw eggs at her house. She's going to hate you for the rest of your life, because she sees that you're a crazy person, because you've taken this to the extreme. I see grown men behave like that. Grown men who should know better, who should at some point in their life learn that that's not how you behave as a grown man. You don't treat a woman like that. She is not a man. You don't talk to a woman with that kind of tone, like you're talking to your brother or somebody who just ticked you off on the street. You know, I know this is a different time, but some things just don't change. So young man, I think I've given you a few things to try to work with. In my last few minutes, I'm going to make sure that I hit everything, because sometimes I'll forget what all I wanted to talk about. Let's see. I'm sorry. So, and then also, where is God in your life? Are you doing anything to work on your spiritual? Because if you don't have any guideline, this is a part of you too. You know, a lot of people don't see the spirit as being a part of them, and their spirit just draws up and dies like a withered plant who hadn't got any water in years. It's just a stick sticking out of the ground, and all the dirt around it is cracked and peeled, and no life in it. Young man, you need leadership qualities, and those leadership qualities come from deep within. They come from building character, endurance, having patience, being steadfast in what you do. When I say steadfast, that's pretty much endurance too, but being consistent. You're gonna need all those things. This is not just a flyby type of thing, you know, here today, gone tomorrow. You need some character traits that's going to help you get through life. It's going to keep you out of bad situations, out of hot water, help you make good decisions. You got a lot to be working on, young man. You need to be reading some good books, positive books. I don't want you to read things that's going to make you angry and go out and take it out on somebody. That's not what we're doing. You know, a lot of young men today, they get on the internet and they read stuff, and then they get all angry and frustrated, and then they go and take it out on innocent people. Don't do that. If you find something positive, Find a positive role model. Maybe you don't have any male role models in your life. Maybe you don't. It's possible. A lot of young men don't, because of a lot of circumstances. But can you go to the library and Google somebody who's doing what you want to do? Who's got positive thinking? Can you go to the library and find somebody? That responsibility is on you. We can't put everything on mom. And there are some good dads in the home trying too. There are. But there are a lot of single moms, and young man, you can't put it all on mom. She's got a lot, and if she's got more than you, she has got very lot. I know she does. My mom was a single parent, and she had 10 children. Many times she was single. Sometimes, a few times she was married in the situations. Excuse me. But for the majority of the time, when things didn't go right, she was a single parent. And she just couldn't take any more added to her. She had all these little children. When somebody would say, well, it's her. Well, yeah, it is. It was her. And all the time, we don't make all of the best decisions. None of us do. We all have made decisions that we thought, okay, I could have made a better decision than that. But it is what it is. And we just have to make the best of it sometimes. The child is never the problem. The child is never the problem. We have to take care of these children and treat them right regardless to what decisions we've made. We have to help them get through this life and be positive and help them as much as we can, regardless to what decisions and what happens. So, young man, we want to put some of that responsibility on you. Take some of that responsibility off mom. Say, mom, let me go do laundry today. I'll go wash my siblings' clothes for school. Or, mom, I'll clean the bathroom, or I'll wash the dishes, or I'll do this, or help her out. Help her out. Get a summer job. If you are 14, I think you can start working the summer, because we had summer jobs every summer, and I think they let you start at 14. If you can get one of these places to hire you, start looking for a job before school is out. When school is out, everybody's looking for a job, and you won't find anything. If you want a summer job and there's not a summer program where you live at, you need to start looking for a job at least a month and a half before school is out. McDonald's will hire. Tell them, look, I'm still in school. I'll be out of school in a few weeks. If it's a few weeks, tell them I'll be out of school in a few weeks. I'll work on the weekend. Can I start? And then when school's out, I'll work full time all summer. That'll help you get your stuff for football, basketball. It'll help you with groceries in the house, and help. Don't just keep all the money to yourself. Help your siblings, feel good about themselves too. You may not can buy the most expensive stuff, but you can buy something. You can buy soap, you can buy detergent, you can buy hair products, you can wash clothes, you can you can do a lot of little things on a low income. So help your mom out. Young men, start expressing yourselves in positive ways. Positive ways. Okay? Hey, this is Miss Angie saying you are going to be the best man ever. I know it. And other people see it in you too. Now you believe it, okay? Hey, young man, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.